Tourism Deputy Minister Fish Mahlalela and KwaZulu-Natal Tourism and Environmental Affairs MEC Ravi Pillay are engaging business owners in Ilembe District of KwaZulu-Natal. They are on their last day of assessing the impact of COVID-19 on tourism in the province. The officials are seeking to partner with business owners to resuscitate the ailing tourism sector. My colleague, that's eNCA reporter Mawande Keswa, is following that story for us. He finds himself now at Umhlali in the Ilembe District. Good afternoon, Mawande. I mean, that part of South Africa, that part of KZN is beautiful. I mean, tourism, I'm sure, is one of the key sectors, of course, for the province.
Good day, Braden. That is indeed the case. I'm considering putting the mic down and just getting into the pool myself. That's how beautiful this place is. It's quite tranquil, if I may say so. A lot of the businesses in the Ilembe District that are within the tourism sector really have had quite a tough period when you look at COVID-19. But if you look at the Easter weekend that we just came from, as a province, we were looking at numbers of about 46% as far as the occupation is concerned for hotels and accommodation, and those figures in reality were just over 50%, which is a positive and a plus. So to get how a Rain Farm Game Lodge really fared with that regard, I'm going to bring into the conversation Chris McDaniel. We thank you for your time. You're the owner of this beautiful place. Could you tell us what it's been like going through COVID-19 and how the Easter weekend treated your establishment?
Well, thank you so much, firstly, for being here and coming to experience our beautiful place that we have here on the North Coast. Yeah, I mean, it's like I think everyone, we've all been in the same boat, and we've all had to try and weather the storm one way or another. It was extremely difficult last year, especially through the hard lockdown period, trying to navigate, you know, especially still having the same expenses of running a farm, not just being able to shut, you know, a door and just walking away. We've obviously got a vast majority of animals and agriculture which still needs to be taken care of. And without any guests, you know, that's how we fund it. The Easter weekend for us was great. I think, you know, fortunately, in a sense, you know, I think a lot of people, you know, are wanting to travel internationally, but, you know, for us, I think a lot of South Africans have been able to experience local travel, and they've been able to explore, you know, their surroundings rather than looking further afield. And I think that's benefited us, you know, hugely. And it's great just to see South Africans just enjoying what's on their front doorstep or their back door, as they say. And yeah, I think going forward, I think South Africans will appreciate what's right here, you know, for them, rather than, I suppose, just travelling overseas. And hopefully it'll be a good boost to our economy. I mean, it certainly helps us, you know, having a lot of the locals come through and further fields from Gauteng, etc. Oh.
Many locals want to explore more of their country, and there have been concerns from people all over the country, including myself, as to it seems cheaper to travel abroad than here. Why should I, as a local or domestic tourist, be charged the same as an international guest? Deputy Minister says they're in discussions with leaders in the industry to look at a system where there's pricing for locals to boost domestic travel. What is your take on this issue?
It's a very good question. I think, obviously, you know, we're not particularly in that realm per se. We've always marketed ourselves predominantly to the South African market. We've got a small percentage of international market, which has made us more resilient, you know, to the COVID pandemic. You know, because we haven't fared in that league per se. But with my question to, or my response to that question would be that I feel that as South Africans, we contribute a lot to the economy in terms of taxes, value-added tax, that type of thing. You know, road expenses, whether it be fuel levies and that, which a lot of the international, you know, clientele don't. So yes, although they do bring in a lot of foreign income, you know, from tourism, I think that if you take what a South African individual spends and contributes to the economy, whether it be shopping at, you know, your local, you know, Spar, Woolworths, whether it be any, you know, hardware store, we're contributing a lot to the local economy. on a daily basis, whereas a tourist from overseas is coming in, once in a year or once every, decade. So I think, although they are bringing it in, I think there's definitely a good argument to have different rates for local South Africans and to charge international guests, more to experience what we have here. I think, we all, South Africans, we all have ownership of the land in a sense, so I think it's good for us to be able to have benefits in that regard as well.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris. We have been speaking to Chris McDaniel, who is the owner of Rain Farm Game Lodge.
Yeah, Mawande, you can tell your boss that I gave you permission to go for a swim. Thank you very much. That's eNCA reporter Mawande Keswa at Umhlali there, as we tracking the importance, of course, of tourism in the tourism industry in KwaZulu-Natal and how they've been dealing and coping and dealing with the pandemic.